Okay. So today I have like 20 minutes or so. I just want to cover cancel culture and hot tub meta. I think these are the two things I just want to say my piece with. And dude, not gonna lie, it's scary because how do I say this in a way? From what I have seen, I'm a boomer, right? I'm 30. That's like ancient in terms of like Twitch and gaming culture. I don't know. I think the gaming culture has gotten a lot older, but especially with like the stan culture and the TWT culture, I would say that's on the younger side. Yeah, actually, exactly what Flair RC said in chat. The Toast and Carl thing gave me anxiety, and that's the same thing with me. I saw a tweet talking about Carl and how he had a twit longer, and I was like, what? It's Carl. What on earth would he need to twit longer about? So I clicked it. I read through it. And I'm not really trying to dismiss anything. I actually, yeah, I am. I'm trying to dismiss it. He basically has his fans getting very upset that he's even associated with Ice Poseidon. And actually, I'm like very loose in that, right? Like I feel like I'm not really in that culture. Um, but I even had someone email me saying like, I don't think you know this, but you're following someone who's just like an evil person and blah 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 blah. And I didn't really like think too much of it, and I didn't really look into it, and I don't know. Anyway, he basically tried to apologize for that, and also he tried to apologize for basically he made a joke about someone's nose being big, and that was seen as him being racist against Jewish people when he had no one. I don't think that was his intention at all. He was just making a comment, and it was construed as being racist. And I was just like, that's crazy, dude. I don't know. I really think you can take anyone's. I'm sure you can go through any streamer who's been on the platform for a long time and cherry pick examples of things that toe the line. If that's what toes the line, I don't want to know how many times I've crossed it. And if you know me at all, I, I'm actually I would say I'm one of the more PC streamers on Twitch. But like I'm sure you could find stuff that like if you just take little clips out of context, I'm sure you could paint me as a villain. And I think you can paint anyone as a villain, and especially when you have people with like viral communities like Carl or Toast, you can really zoom in. Like there's so many of them that like it just takes one person to clip one thing out of context, and it just blows up in your face, and it's just ridiculous. I don't know. And I read Toasts this morning. I woke up to see a twit longer from him. And when I clicked it, you know what I first thought? I was like, huh, it's Toast. It's going to be like, fuck you, little nerds, or something. I don't know. You know, like those like troll twit longers when you click it and you're like, haha, made you look, or something. I legit thought it was going to be about that. And then it was like this real thing. And it's like, I'll show you guys his twit longer. It's quite long. It's, um, it's quite long, right? And he's not really apologizing in it, and I don't think he should because um, apparently there's like this like thread about him that like shows a bunch of examples, and I don't understand what people are upset about. I just don't get it because he definitely makes like some darker, edgier jokes, but they're so clearly jokes. They're so clearly like he's always stood up for what he believes in. He always speaks up, even when he isn't. Um, even when he doesn't need to be. Actually, he's like, to be honest, oh my god, I'm gonna cry on this. Something like near and dear to me is like women in gaming, right? Like that's something you guys hear me talk about quite often. And he was the one of the first people to really step up for girls and to speak out and to call his audience out. That's really, really difficult to do when you don't need to. And it's just like, dude, I don't know. He was honestly such a like a pioneer for that. And I don't know. I just think he's always been someone who speaks up whenever he thinks things are wrong. And so, like, if you know him at all, you know that, like, he would never, ever. He doesn't. I don't know. Just like there, he makes some jokes, but like they're so clearly jokes. You know, I don't even. There are things that have traumatized me in the past. And yeah, I do. Like, some things are too sensitive for me to joke about. But I can't expect the entire world to not ever joke about anything, right? Like, one, you know that it's not meant to hurt you. I don't know. I think a lot of things you have to understand they're not meant to. It's like the intent behind it, right? Like whenever you say two different things, or whenever you say the same thing with two different intents, it's very night and day. I'm not really explaining this, so I'm a little flustered right now. Yeah, it's like when Steve gifted me like a bunch of stuff that's just like Jesus is my Lord and Trump is my president. Like, do you think he really believes that? Like, do you think you know, all of that was just tongue in cheek stuff. And like, I don't know. I feel like you can look at anything and get upset about it, but it's just, I think, a bit ridiculous. And this is at the fear of Stan accounts and Twit accounts, and I'm not adding every single one of you because there's such like I said, there's such lovely people in those communities. So it's not targeting any of you individually, but just some people within that community, I think, take it a little too far. And I would like people to just self reflect a little bit and see, you know, is this something I should really be upset about? I don't know. So what I said this yesterday. The art community, for example, I think there's a lot of like Twit and Stan accounts in the art community, and they are some of the most loving and wholesome. They raise each other up. They cheer each other on, and that's like so incredible to see, right? Like, I'm not attacking a group as a whole by no means. I'm just saying, from what I've seen, a lot of people upset with that like Toast and Carl need to step up and make these posts come from those communities. So yeah, I think it's fine for people to be uncomfortable about some jokes, but like to lead a crusade against Toast or Carl, I think is a bit much. And also, you should realize that streamers are humans.